Good evening. My name is Anna Kelly, and as this year's valedictorian, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Kettering Fairmont Class of 2019 Commencement Ceremony. We've been building up to this event for so long that it seems almost surreal. All the meetings and the letters home and the discussions over the course of the past year to prepare for this event, and more importantly, 12 years of classes and hard work are over and done. If we were in a movie right now, there would be a cheesy pop song playing while we find out that everyone lives, the protagonist found true love, and the last dog made it home. And now, in other words, this is the resolution. As we listen to the speeches and performances of talented students and staff, enjoy these last few moments. Now, if everyone would please stand for the playing of the national anthem.
Students, you may be seated.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ava Cooperman.
And I'm Cara Canarozzi.
Our message today is going to vary from other speeches in a few ways.
Not only is it unconventional that we are doing a speech with two people, but our topic is a little out of the ordinary.
Today, we are going to talk about success.
But more importantly, we're going to talk about ice cream.
Obviously, ice cream comes in a ton of different flavors, and everyone has their favorite flavor or flavors.
Success is the same way. Everybody has a different definition of success and works towards different goals.
For the two of us, up to this point, success has meant good grades, high test scores, and a high-class rank.
But success is also the relationships we have made, the hard work we have put into sports, band, theater, art, and other clubs, and the improvement we have seen in ourselves over the past 4 years.
We have taken AP and IB classes, been involved in the Career Tech program, taken college credit plus courses and other college prep classes. Many of us have even held jobs through our toughest or busiest semesters here at Fairmont.
Some of us even had jobs at ice cream stores because we loved it so much. No matter what we did the past 4 years, we all have had success in our own different ways.
All of these experiences combined have shaped us into successful people and prepared us for the future, whatever it may hold for me or Cara or any one of you.
But what will success mean for us in the future?
For some, success is earning a college degree and going into a career from there.
Success could mean joining the military.
Success to some includes getting married and raising a family.
And for some, success is going to trade school or joining the workforce right out of high school.
Success might even mean being able to sit at home and eat too much ice cream while you binge Netflix all night.
Or being able to afford a gym membership to sweat off all those calories from your junky diet.
Each of these definitions represents different flavors of success.
A lot of people have strong opinions on what success is because people care about their success. They even criticize others who do not agree with their idea of success. But we would never do that with ice cream.
No matter what a person's favorite flavor of success is, a successful life entails many little victories and is a combination of many different types of success.
At the end of our high school careers, it feels as though we are being forced into choosing only one way of being successful.
Whether it's pressure from family, friends, teachers, or counselors, we all feel it.
However, it is important to remember that there are many ways to be successful and that we do not need to pigeonhole ourselves into just one.
Pigeonholes are for pigeons. We are not pigeons. We're all unique people, and some of us like to go crazy and get a half and half shake from Steak and Shake or a Blizzard from Dairy Queen. But others of us like to keep it simple with just some classic black raspberry chocolate chip and a waffle cone.
Which is just like how some of us have many goals that will lead to our success, like pursuing a career in dance and math, or welding and physics, or retiring from the Marines as a professional antiques dealer. And others of us just want to keep it simple and get a job doing something we love.
Maybe that sounds like you, or maybe it doesn't.
No matter how you define success, what's important is going out and being successful. And of course, eating a lot of ice cream.
Good evening. Let me set the scene for you. It's a brisk autumn afternoon in September of 2007. The clock you don't know how to read yet says it's 2:30 p.m. You've just walked home from the bus stop after a particularly grueling day of first grade. The mean boy who sits across from you broke your beloved peach crayon, and you were the first person to misspell a word in a game of Sparkle. Sure, it was rough, but have no fear. You're home now, which means it's time to turn on the TV. First, you must ask the age-old question, Disney or Nickelodeon? Today, you choose Disney, watching Hannah Montana and That's So Raven to your heart's content, or at least until dinner time. You're not even 7 years old yet, but thanks to these beloved shows, you already think you know what to expect from high school. If those shows are any indication, high school must be a cinder block torture chamber where teenagers are forced to hide their true identities for 7 hours straight. Here, I'm supposed to state emphatically that none of this is true. But to do that wouldn't be totally honest, would it? I mean, there's no disputing the cinder block walls. And many of us do hide parts of ourselves in one way or another. And there are moments when high school does feel like torture, like when your plans are already set for college, career, or military, but you still have to drag yourself out of bed every morning before the sun rises. But I do not believe there's a single graduate here tonight who has not had their share of enjoyable moments these past 4 years. I know it can be difficult to remember the good times, especially when you've grown up watching shows that make you expect high school to be nothing but misery. But I promise they happened. They came in all shapes and sizes, sports victories and performances and career tech competitions and school dances and eating lunch with friends and laughing way too hard at stupid jokes and the list goes on and on. We've been counting down the days until tonight, watching the numbers tick by at snail speed until suddenly, unfathomably, we woke up today to find that all those days that once seemed insurmountable were suddenly already gone. Before you let this day go away, take a moment to look around you, soak it all in. Today is an exciting day, of course, but it's also a little bittersweet, and that bittersweet feeling is proof that the Disney shows got it wrong. And perhaps the biggest disservice the Disney shows do to high school students like us is they corral us into rigid, oversimplified cliques. Jocks, nerds, popular kids, band geeks, theater kids, slackers, class clowns. These shows would have you believe there is never any overlap, that jocks are inherently stupid and nerds have no social skills. But we all know the truth, that high schoolers are incredible, multifaceted individuals. Some of the most intelligent people I know are also athletes, while others hold leadership positions in various activities, a far cry from having no social skills. And our homecoming king and queen were also members of the marching band. Even more importantly, though, we've built such a strong community that rallies together in good times and bad, showing up in spades to support friends and classmates by attending sporting events, watching the marching band perform, donating to Spirit Chain, seeing the theater department's incredible performances, etc. None of us fit solely into one box, and yet we still reach out to support activities we aren't even involved in ourselves. These things enrich and diversify our high school experiences, making the reality of high school infinitely superior to caricatures on screen. Let me set another scene for you. It's a breezy spring evening in May of 2019. The clock you now know how to read, well, hopefully, says it's just past 7 p.m. You're sitting in an uncomfortable folding chair, waiting to receive your diploma after a particularly grueling 4 years. Sure, it was rough, but have no fear, because now you're sitting here about to walk across this stage and turn your tassel. You've come a long way these past 12 years. You're not sure how you got here, how this day came so fast. You probably never imagined you'd become the person sitting here tonight. I, for one, thought I'd be taller by now. But you made it here anyway. In just a few minutes, you will have a high school diploma in your hand. We may not burst into song at the end of this ceremony like they do in High School Musical, but that doesn't matter because, unlike the Disney shows, our high school story is real. It does not end with the rolling of credits. The Kettering Fairmont class of 2019 will go on to do remarkable things. I have no doubt about that. But as you continue to grow and achieve, Do not forget how all the learning and laughing and living you did within the walls of Fairmont helped shape you into the phenomenal people you are and will become. Thank you.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we
2 weeks before my freshman year, I got my first pair of glasses. It was one of those perfect summer days. The weather was incredible. The sky was beautiful. The clouds that had once been white lumps in the sky had become glorious. I began to see the little images hidden in the details of the clouds. I was awestruck. That was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I used a different pair of glasses to see the world clearly. When I looked forward to this day, I saw myself graduating with lots of awards, honors, and scholarships, heading to some top college on my way to become one of the world's greatest doctors. 4 years later, I can tell you confidently that I am not that person. Over the past 4 years, I've had 5 different pairs of glasses. While I haven't learned how to keep a pair of glasses for very long, I have learned that the way you look at the world is constantly changing. Each time I got a new pair of glasses, the world looked less blurry than it had through the previous pair. However, I didn't just wake up one morning and notice the world was blurry. Something always made me change the pair of glasses I was wearing. On occasion, my glasses changed after a visit to the eye doctor, but change also came unexpectedly. As we grow, we change. That change can be something physical, like our vision, or it can go deeper. Each of us has gone through scary, confusing, and exciting changes over the last 4 years. We learned to drive, got our first jobs, went to our first high school dances. Maybe some of us even shared the experience of getting our first pair of glasses. The past 4 years have been filled with experiences that change our view of the world. We each have different views of the world and wear our own metaphorical pair of glasses. Now, I've had a few unexpected experiences that forced me to change the pair of glasses I wear. My sophomore year, I stayed up a little too late studying for a government exam. When I woke up the next morning, I realized I had fallen asleep on my glasses and broken them. Luckily, they weren't beyond repair, and with a little creativity, I was able to make them work. Fast forward to the next summer at cross-country practice. I had just finished an especially sweaty run and took off my glasses while I stretched with a few teammates. When our coach came up to ask us about our run, he accidentally stepped right on my glasses, breaking them in two. I was distraught. I had loved those glasses, and unlike the last time, I couldn't fix these. Instead, I was left with a broken pair of glasses and a blurry world. I had 2 options: be upset about my glasses and let myself live in a world that wasn't very clear, or I could get a new pair of glasses and move on. The last 4 years haven't been easy for any of us. Maybe you haven't had your glasses stepped on, but we've all had an experience that left us feeling like we couldn't see the world clearly anymore. That metaphorical pair of glasses we all wear was left broken into pieces right in front of us. But we persevered. We changed the glasses we wore and hopefully saw the world clearly. The glasses we wore as freshmen are not the glasses we are wearing right now, and the glasses we wear now will not be the glasses we wear for the rest of our lives. Like the last 4 years at Fairmont, your life is going to be filled with change. Embrace the changes, recognize when your visions change, and find the glasses that bring you clarity wherever you are in life.
Today, the Firebirds of the class of 2019 gather at a commencement for graduation. This graduation celebrates the individual struggles, hardships, and hurdles we have all experienced. We can all feel pride and accomplishment. However, this milestone is sometimes devalued in popular culture and the media. According to Census.gov, 90% of the USA's population over the age of 25 have completed high school, the highest in history. These outstanding numbers could leave some people unimpressed by 600 diplomas. I am here in defense of high school graduates whose accomplishments are more impressive than could ever fit on a diploma or a piece of paper. While this diploma indication is important, the diploma itself does not mean as much as what the students will go on to do in life. This diploma signifies education as an individual, as a student, as a class, and as a society. Each and every one of you today can take this diploma when you leave and can confidently say, I am educated. Although this education may not apply to what you will do in life. Your extensive studies of trigonometry, the 27 amendments, how to write a rhetorical analysis, or the fact that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell may not help you in your day-to-day life working, perhaps, as an automotive technician, entrepreneur, doctor, teacher, actor, or whatever it is that you may do. Those studies prove you to be an educated individual, equipped with the knowledge to meet the demands of a changing future. Like every vote counts in a presidential election, every high school graduate counts in a future our society is trying to create. Without high school graduates, technology wouldn't be improved, discoveries wouldn't be made, ideas wouldn't be thought of, and daily life would not run smoothly. You are the definition of progression in humanity. If you think that you are insignificant to the world, you are mistaken. To emphasize the achievement of our class, I like to think of us as a test monkey class. We were the first freshman class to be provided with Chromebooks, which changed the entire functionality of the school, along with the exciting task of troubleshooting any issues the Chromebooks had to offer. We experienced the switch from the park test to the air test, which threw curveballs all around the daily schedule. Our junior year introduced the new Fire Science CTC. We had to work around the construction of our brand new auditorium. We worked with the new 10-period schedule and several other instances. All of these changes gave us something to work around as the years went by, yet we were still able to manage. In the loss of a loved Firebird this year, the entire school demonstrated the most love and care for one another I have witnessed in my life. I cannot express how proud it makes me to be part of a group of students who, while all trying to simply get by, managed to spread love through the sadness. Many of today's graduates may have grappled with mental health or other struggles that may not be easily shared, yet carry on and continue through all of the troubles. That kind of adaptation is what makes us stand out, not only as a class, but as a generation. In a life filled with hurdles, we continue to jump, while the world will watch as this generation strives for greatness and achievement. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for our talented performers and speakers? Good evening. My name is Tyler Alexander, and I'm the principal here at Fairmont High School. I would like to thank each of you for coming out tonight to celebrate the amazing accomplishments of the class of 2019. Before we get started recognizing this outstanding group of students, I would like to introduce some important people who have helped the Kettering City Schools and Fairmont High School become one of the top performing school districts and high schools in the state of Ohio. First, our school board members, President, Mrs. Jennifer Kane, Vice President, Ms. Julie Gilmore, and board members, Mr. Jim Ambrose, Mr. Toby Henderson, and Mrs. Lori Parks. Let's give them a round of applause. And from the board office, our superintendent, Mr. Scott Inskeep, our chief financial officer, Mr. Dan Shaw, the assistant superintendent of teaching and learning, Mr. Dan Von Handorf, the assistant superintendent of human capital, Mr. Ken Miller, the director of business services, Mr. Ken Lackey, the chief technology officer, Mr. Chris Merritt, and the coordinator of community relations and auxiliary services, Mrs. Carrie Basson. Let's give them a round of applause. Also, Fairmont's administration, Ms. Jenny Britton, West Unit Principal, Mrs. Liz Jensen, our Career Tech Principal, Mr. Tim Johnson, East Unit Principal, Mr. Jeff Renshaw, South Unit Principal, and Mr. Andrew White, Central Unit Principal. When you walked into the Nutter Center this evening, you were greeted by numerous staff members from Fairmont High School. There were dozens more in the back gym helping organize the students, and even more making sure the career passports and diplomas are ready to distribute. Would all of our teachers and counselors that are here tonight please stand? Please remain standing for just a second, teachers and counselors. The people standing in front of you are not only first-class educators, but also first-class people. I can honestly say the students sitting in front of me have been led through their journey at Fairmont High School by some of the most talented, caring, and professional educators you could ask for. I am proud to be able to call all of them my colleagues. Our advisory teachers, who are standing on the floor in the black gowns, play one of the most important roles at Fairmont High School. These teachers have spent more than 170 hours with our graduates over the course of 4 years. They are one of the reasons we are able to take a large high school and make it feel smaller. Advisory teachers are the first adult students meet upon entering Fairmont, and the person who will hand them their diplomas tonight, which concludes their high school careers. Let's all give a huge round of applause for our teachers, counselors, and advisory teachers. You may be seated. Parents and guardians, would you please stand? It is impossible to give students a high-level education It is impossible to give students a high-level education without the support of all of you. The staff and administration, thank you for trusting us to help prepare your student to be successful in life after Fairmont High School. Students, I am sure there were times that you did not think your parents were on your side. What you did not know was they knew your potential and they were pushing you out of your comfort zone. Even when you felt they were overbearing parents because they were checking your grades, calling your teachers and principals, and making sure you had your homework done for the next day. Graduates, please give your parents a huge round of applause. Over the course of the last 3 school years, the Kettering City Schools has developed and started implementing a new strategic plan. This plan creates a consistent blueprint for success across the entire school district. Some students sitting in front of me, as well as some parents and teachers sitting here tonight, were a part of the development of this plan. One of the key features of the Kettering City School District's strategic plan is the portrait of a graduate. The portrait consists of 5 different pillars: lifelong learner, critical thinker, thoughtful communicator, engaged collaborator, and global citizen. The accomplishments of this graduating class fit the pillars in many different ways, which I hope to highlight this evening. The first pillar is being a lifelong learner. A lifelong learner pursues goals and leverages resources with a reflective mindset, persevering and adapting to change as a lifelong learner and contributor. The students who I'm getting ready to recognize have spent the last 4 years at Fairmont High School mastering the skills to be lifelong learners. Fairmont's weighted GPA formula is one of the most unique formulas in the state of Ohio. It rewards students for not only taking high-level courses, but also rewards students for taking the maximum number of classes. The students who I'm getting ready to mention took honors courses, AP, IB courses, did not take any study halls, and never got anything lower than an A during their career at Fairmont. Ladies and gentlemen, the salutatorian for the class of 2019 with a GPA of 4.5423, Mr. Gavin Fogel. Gavin, please stand. And the valedictorian for the class of 2019 with a weighted GPA of 4.6441, Miss Anna Kelly. The next students are recognized as summa cum laude students, which is a weighted or unweighted GPA of 4.0 or higher. Students, please stand when I call your name. Drew Altick, Connor Ark, Nicholas Baker, Kara Barlow, Madeline Beam, Claire Berlan, Elias Blanco, Emily Blosser, Kellen Bohinnick, Kayla Bush, Cara Canarosi, Ava Sheedle, Ashlyn Coleman, Elizabeth Cordonier, Megan Dice, Maria Dixon, Connor Doyle, Tiana Duncan, Caroline Elliott, Beatrice Feldbush, Teresa Ferdini, Gavin Fogel, Kenneth Gross, Benjamin Guadalupe, Alyssa Hesse, Timothy Hosford, Miles Kelly, Anna Kelly, Luke Kramer, Valerie Cronson, Ava Cooperman, James Leland, Caitlin Lesniak, Tristan Lucan, Emma Marcheva, Hayden McAfee, Benjamin McManus, Ella Mitchell, Daniel Montgomery, Murad Nawaz, Gabrielle Nelson, Brandy Newberry, Kayla Nickel Dice, Kathleen O'Malley, Genevieve Pollock, Trinity Petrie, Asher Rome, Driana Russell, Suhail Salih, Andrew Sarmer, Lillian Schriel, Ellie Schroll, Connor Shea, Gwendolyn Stamper, Spencer Stapleton, Hannah Tinch, Melody Wagner, Christopher West, Katie West, Sasha Whitaker, Jordan Weebush, Matthew Wilson, Aaron Wingett, Alexandria Winkleman, and Claire Wyckoff. You may be seated. Each year, the National Hispanic Recognition Program, run through College Board, recognizes the nation's top Hispanic Latino students. To be eligible for the recognition, students must score in the top 2% of all Hispanic Latino PSAT test takers during their junior year and have at least a 3.5 GPA. This year, there were approximately 5,000 out of 250,000 Hispanic Latino PSAT test takers who were recognized as National Hispanic Scholars. We are proud to introduce Benjamin Guadalupe as Fairmont's 2019 National Hispanic Scholar. The National Merit Scholarship Program is an academic competition for recognition and scholarships that began in 1955 by College Board. High school students enter the National Merit Program by taking the PSAT during their junior year of high school. The PSAT is a test which serves as an initial screen of approximately 1.5 million students each year. There are several levels of competition that a student may be recognized in based off of their scores. This year, there were 34,000 of nearly 1.5 million students across the nation who were named National Commended Scholars based on their PSAT scores. We would like to recognize the following students who were named 2019 National Commended Scholars: Cara Canarosi, Caroline Elliott, Miles Kelly, Ava Cooperman, Benjamin McManus, Andrew Resch, and Asher Rome. Of the 34,000 National Commended Scholars, the top 15,000 moved to the advanced standing of National Merit finalists. We are proud to announce Elizabeth Cordonier, Connor Doyle, and Luke Kramer as Fairmont's 2019 National Merit finalists. Students, if you received a scholarship this year, I would like you to please stand. Please remain standing. The students standing in front of you have received scholarships ranging from $250 to one scholarship totaling over $140,000. Claire Berlon, please raise your hand. Where's Claire? Claire's over here. Claire received the President's Merit Scholarship and the Flyer Forever grant from the University of Dayton. Combined, these two scholarships are worth over $140,000. Congratulations. Would the following students please raise their hand? Felix Kubahire, Natalie Alfano, Joe Philippi, Anthony Ribka, and Courtney O'Shea. Please raise your hand. These students were the recipients of the Kettering Rotary Strive Scholarship. These students were selected from a group of 25 students who were given the goal to raise their GPA over the course of their senior year and give back to their community. This group of 5 students raised their GPA and took it upon themselves to put being a lifelong learner at the forefront during their senior year. Congratulations. And one more piece of data for our scholarship recipients. Combined, the students standing in front of you have earned over $8.4 million towards post-secondary education. Students, you may be seated. To be a lifelong learner, you have to be dedicated to your education and your place of work. There is no better way to show this than being present every single day. The following students did not miss a day of school during their career at Fairmont and had 0 tardies or early dismissals. The suspense. Mohammed Karij, Olivia Leninger, Lindsay Pearson, and Adam Wright. Would those students please stand? The next group of students had 0 days absent with just a few excused early dismissals and excused tardies sprinkled in. Olivia Lawrence, Suhail Salih, Daniel Wacker, and Katie West, please stand. You may be seated. All of the students I just mentioned have exemplified what it takes to be a lifelong learner. They have utilized the many resources available to them and persevered in order to reach their goals. And we know they will continue to learn and make a positive impact on the future. The second pillar of Kettering's portrait of a graduate is being a critical thinker. A critical thinker probes the quality of interconnectedness of ideas and resources for problem solving, innovation, and to satisfy curiosity about a fascinating world. Nothing fits this more than the International Baccalaureate Diploma program at FHS. IB's mission aims to develop inquiring, knowledgeable, and caring young people who help to create a better and more peaceful world through intercultural understanding and respect. Hundreds of our students take IB courses during their tenure at Fairmont, but only some decide to take on the daunting task of pursuing the IB diploma. The Assistant Dean of Admissions at Harvard University says this: success in an IB program correlates well with success at Harvard. We are always pleased to see the credentials of the IB diploma program on the transcript. GPA is not nearly as important a factor in university admission as the IB diploma. If a student has to choose the diploma over protecting the GPA. IB diploma candidates, please stand as I call your name. Maddie Beam, Claire Berlin, Emmy Dixon, Anna Kelly, Hannah LaPointe, Ella Mitchell, and Melody Wagner. If you are a member of National Honor Society, please stand. National Honor Society is a national organization that recognizes some of the top students across the country. In total, the students standing in front of you completed 1,691 hours of community service and 1,312 hours of tutoring. This is a total of just over 3,000 hours of volunteer service just by the students standing. To earn membership to NHS, students must show through an application process they have excelled in the 4 cornerstones of the National Honor Society, which are scholarship, service, character, and leadership. Each year, students are recognized as a recipient of the Cornerstone Awards. In the class of 2019, the following students received these awards. For scholarship, Beatrice Feldbush. For service, Anna Kelly. For character, Claire Berlin, and for leadership, Timothy Hosford. Congratulations. You may be seated. Our Career Tech programs also exemplify critical thinking as students learn about their chosen career fields and devise creative solutions to industry issues. Just one example of this is the engineering team of Trey Brennan and Joe Connell, who participated in the NASA Hunch competition to design improvements for the space station. They presented their project to a team of NASA engineers at Johnson Space Center in Houston and were the only team in their category asked to provide NASA with their prototype. Students, please stand if you are a part of a Career Tech program during your junior and senior year. The students standing in front of you have earned over 2,000 semester hours of college credit to help them get ahead in their post-secondary training. They have also earned many industry credentials that will help make them more marketable in the workforce. For example, 100% of our inaugural fire science class has earned both the Ohio Fire 1 and Fire 2 industry certifications, with the majority of the class about to sit for their EMS National Registry exam in the coming weeks. Students, please remain standing, and I would like to now invite Mrs. Jensen, our Career Tech principal, to announce our CTC state and national award winners.
From Allied Health, Emily Russell, 3rd place, Ohio Health Occupation Students of America Contest and National Qualifier. From Centerville Environmental Science, Brendan Thompson, 1st place, Ohio FFA State Soils Competition. From Construction, Jaden Crow, silver medal, Skills USA State Contest. From Digital Design and Information Technology, our Business Professionals of America winners. Ben John, 4th place, Business Professionals of America and National Qualifier. Andrew Resch, 4th place, Business Professionals of America and National Qualifier. From Early Childhood Education, the team of Nevaeh Chase and Katie Porbay, gold medal, Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America Contest and National Qualifiers. From Marketing and Business Academy, our DECA State Competition winners. Top 10, Lily Bodery, Cameron Cumberland, Emma Friel, Amy Haskins, Braden Miller, Trinity Petrie, Brennan Shaughnessy, Katie West, Jonas Zupanik, Austin Wilson, 2-time top 10, Alec Kane, 4th place, international qualifier, Daniel Kane, 4th place, international qualifier, Rebecca Ball, 2nd place, international qualifier, and Kira Warren, 1st place, international qualifier. Congratulations, students.
Students, you may be seated. All three of these groups are able to think strategically and deeply in order to explore how ideas are connected. They are problem solvers and innovators, and their abilities to think critically have enabled them to excel during their high school careers and will continue to help them excel in their new stage of life. The third pillar of Kettering's portrait of a graduate is to be a thoughtful communicator. A thoughtful communicator employs active listening and purposeful verbal, nonverbal, and written expression of thoughts and ideas. We have some great leaders who have been wonderful role models for not only their fellow graduates, but also for the underclassmen at Fairmont. Our United Student Body is a group of leaders who employ the skills tied to being a thoughtful communicator on a daily basis. They are my go-to group when discussing with students how to make Fairmont a better place. They take it on themselves to listen to our student body and organize events like Spirit Chain, blood drives, and the Thanksgiving food drive. I would like the United Student Body officers to stand as I call their name. Emma Kane, President. Kate O'Malley, Vice President. Miles Kelly, Secretary. Alex Winkleman, Treasurer. Emma Pepper, Commissioner of Social Activities. Andrew Sarmer, Commissioner of Spirit. Ashlyn Coleman, Commissioner of Communication. Garrett Gallion, Commissioner of Special Projects. Claire Berlin, Commissioner of Service. And Becca Krieger, Commissioner of Elections. You may be seated. We are blessed at Fairmont to have one of the best, if not the best, music program in the state of Ohio. Students, please stand if you are part of band, orchestra, or choir at Fairmont. Once again, the Kettering Music Department has been named one of the best communities for music education by the National Association of Music Merchants for the 7th year in a row. There were 72 seniors involved in the Fairmont Marching Band this year. These seniors led the band to being grand champion at the Bellbrook Invitational, won the best music performance at the BOA Canton Regional, and the best visual performance at the Buckeye Invitational. There were 42 seniors in the orchestra program this year. Katie West and CJ McGee both performed with the Dayton Philharmonic Youth Orchestra with the top high school musicians in the Miami Valley. The choir program had 21 seniors this year, with all 3 curricular choirs qualifying for the OMEA state competition and receiving a superior rating. 11th Hour, Fairmont's top a cappella group, was selected to perform as the opening act for Disney's new a cappella group at a sold-out concert in Cincinnati. Finally, the individual music award winners for the class of 2019 are the Suso Award, Phoenix Speck, the Clark Haynes Leadership Award, Kate O'Malley, the Director's Award, CJ McGee, the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award, Phoenix Speck, and the first annual Dan Nakora Jazz Scholarship, Phoenix Speck. Congratulations to all of our musicians. You may be seated. Another area of performing arts that Fairmont High School sets the tone for other high schools in our area and the state of Ohio is our theater department. Students, please stand if you are a member of the cast or crew for the fall play, The Elephant Man, the winter play, Almost Maine, the spring musical, Beauty and the Beast, or the children's play, A Hairy Tale. Eighteen of our seniors have earned over 175 points for work in high school theater, earning them the distinction of International Honor Thespian, recognized by the Educational Theater Association. These students are Ashlyn Coleman, Nene Dinker, Caroline Elliott, Beatrice Feldbush, Allison Hoffman, Timothy Hosford, Ryan Keenan, Tristan Lucan, Ben McManus, Riley Mativia, Nicholas Malat, Leanne McPherson, Megan Morath, Lily Schriel, Spencer Stapleton, Jaden Stargel, Melody Wagner, and Joel Widman. Let's give all of those students a round of applause. You may be seated. Fairmont students have many avenues for becoming thoughtful communicators, whether listening to and leading their student body or expressing thoughts and ideas through language and music. Our USB, music, and theater students stand out as thoughtful and impactful communicators. The fourth pillar of the portrait of a graduate is to be an engaged collaborator. An engaged collaborator seeks and contributes feedback and varied perspectives on shared work for continuous improvement, enriching the learning of self and others. Athletics play a significant role at Fairmont High School. Even though some sports are more individual than others, ultimately, these students put forth the hours and hours of training for the words Fairmont Firebirds across their chest. As I sat on the committee that developed the portrait of a graduate, most of our discussions around being an engaged collaborator were focused on how students can learn this skill in the classroom. As I continue to think about how we develop our students as a whole person, I always go back to how our student athletes have to very much be engaged collaborators to be successful in what I believe to be the most competitive conference in the state of Ohio. Would all of our Firebird student athletes please stand? Over 80 of the students standing are designated as a scholar athlete, which means they maintained a 3.2 GPA and earned a varsity letter during their senior year. Each of these student athletes is wearing a blue and silver honor cord in recognition of their achievement. Student athletes, please remain standing as I read off our athletic award winners for the class of 2019. All-Conference G-Walk, Jesse Deglow, Ryan Hall, Patrick Roncalli, Andrew Sarmer, Caitlin Wilson, and Daniel Montgomery. First Team G-Walk, Connor Bunce, Jesse Deglow, Ryan Hall, Braden Miller, Patrick Roncalli, Trevor Conlon, Kara Barlow, Andrew Sarmer, Cameron Cumberland, Carrie Soder, Kellen Bohinnick, Ryan Hall, Daniel Montgomery, Caitlin Wilson, and Jesse Relaford. The G-Walk Athlete of the Year, Jesse Deglow for football, Ryan Hall for boys basketball, and Andrew Sarmer for track. Our state qualifiers this year, Andrew Sarmer in cross country, Marianne Smith in swimming, Jaden Crow in wrestling, Matthew Bauman bowling, and AJ Murphy bowling. Our athletic award winners this year, the Bill Yike Memorial Scholarship, Braden Miller and Lucy Davis, the Nancy Benedum Award, Alyssa Hesse, the Sherm Bowser Award, Ryan Hall, the Joanne Ray Award, Megan Donaher, the Finley Pugh Award, Andrew Sarmer, and the Booster Scholarship Award winners were Claire Berlin, Lucy Davis, Kennedy Daddario, Megan Donaher, Brenna Jorgensen, Miles Kelly, Rebecca Krieger, Genevieve Pollock, Jonas Smith, and Mary Ann Smith. Congratulations to our student athletes. You may be seated. Through continuous feedback and teamwork, these student athletes challenge themselves and each other to improve every day. They work together to compete at the highest levels and grow as athletes and individuals. These student athletes epitomize what it means to be an engaged collaborator. The fifth and final pillar of the Kettering City School District's portrait of a graduate is for our students to leave us with the skills to be a global citizen. A global citizen relates and contributes to the local and world community through empathy, compassion, cultural fluency, and service. We take pride at Fairmont that we not only create an environment where students can practice being global citizens, but provide opportunities to prepare them to make contributions to our school, community, and society. Not putting ourselves first and putting others in front of us can be difficult at times. At Fairmont High School, we stress the importance of taking care of others and sacrificing ourselves for the benefit of other people. If you were a part of Spirit Chain, if you donated to Spirit Chain, if you had anything to do with Spirit Chain this year, graduates, please stand. This year, these students helped raise a school record $100,001.10 to benefit our 4 local charities. The charities for the 2018-19 Spirit Chain were the Kettering Backpack Program, BOG, and We Care Arts. Over the course of the last 4 years, these students have beaten Centerville all 4 years. We also beat Alter the last 2 years in football, too. But most importantly, these students in front of me have raised over $365,000 for local charities. You may be seated. If you donated blood during a Fairmont blood drive, please stand. This year, the students at Fairmont High School donated enough blood to make our blood drive the largest blood drive in a 15-county radius. The students standing in front of you who are wearing red cords have donated blood at least 3 times over the last 4 years. Congratulations and thank you to these students. You may be seated. And if you helped organize or donated to the Thanksgiving food drive, please stand. This year was a record-setting year for our annual Thanksgiving food drive. This year alone, the students standing in front of you helped donate over 7,000 food items to the Good Neighbors Food Pantry in Kettering. Thank you. One of the most dedicated sacrifices anyone can make is to enter our armed forces. At this time, would anyone in the audience please stand if you are current or former military? The following students will follow in your footsteps and dedicate themselves to protect the freedoms we have in the United States of America, which embodies what it means to be a global citizen. Students, please stand as I call your name. Drew Altick, Brandon Banner, Austin Citringo, Rafael Coronado, George Craig, Quinn Krieger, Joe Florence, Michael Gibson, Kanan Hilgeman, James Hutzel, Alexis Ireton, Sadie Kinsey, Kyle Klein, Mylan Laws, Claire Lynch, Isaiah McBride, Chase Murphy, Shelby Myers, Noah Pate, Chance Phillips, Gregory Plant, Aaron Pugh, Daniel Puslat, Joey Rotz, Anthony Ribka, William Schaus, Jonas Smith, Cheyenne Solomon, Marshall Stamey, Gabriel State, Nicholas Snyder, and Daniel Wacker. You may be seated. The class of 2019 is a special class to me, as they were the first group of 9th graders I was able to work with as principal at Fairmont High School. It is exciting for me to stand up here and recognize all of these great students for their accomplishments. I am so proud of these students. I'm so proud that these students not only excelled academically, but they excelled as thinkers, collaborators, learners, communicators, and most importantly, citizens. It gives me great pleasure to say, Mrs. Kane and the Kettering City Schools Board of Education, each student in front of you has met the graduation requirements put forth by the Kettering City School District and the Ohio Department of Education. It is my pleasure to present to you the class of 2019 for awarding of diplomas.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander. That is an incredible list of accomplishments. Congratulations, seniors. You make us proud to be residents of Kettering and members of the Board of Education. After careful consideration, it is our honor to grant permission to award the senior class of 2019 their Kettering Fairmont High School diplomas.
We always have students in our graduating classes that overcome a lot of obstacles to get where they are tonight. Tonight is no different. One thing is different about tonight. Tonight, senior student Jimmy Miller is watching Fairmont's class of 2019 commencement ceremony via live stream from Children's Hospital in Cincinnati. In early November, Jimmy wasn't feeling well and he had an achy body and was super tired. It seemed like he had strep throat. He was taken to the doctor and they told him his illness was viral and that everything seemed to be fine. The next week, he still felt bad but continued going to school and work. Because he did not seem to be recovering, he was taken back to the doctor to be tested for flu and strep, all of which came back negative. After getting the results from those tests, the doctor decided to run some blood work. A few hours later, the doctor called his mom at home, telling her to get Jimmy to Children's Hospital as soon as possible and that his blood work was showing signs of cancer. Jimmy was officially diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia on November 12, 2018. He went from working 25 hours a week and going to school to starting his chemotherapy in less than 3 days. He was transferred to Cincinnati Children's Hospital, which is #1 in the nation for treating pediatric cancer, on day 5 of him being in the hospital. Each round of chemo is different in length and in medicine. Jimmy goes into treatment for roughly 30 to 40 days straight, then gets 1 to 2 weeks to go home on a break. Jimmy was able to meet his credits for graduation by completing classes online between chemo treatments. In the fall, Jimmy will be attending Wittenberg University and plans to major in medicine. Jimmy has shown not only strength, courage, and positivity throughout this whole process, but he has also been an amazing role model for his 2 younger brothers. I had the pleasure of seeing Jimmy yesterday in Cincinnati to award him with his class of 29 Kettering Fairmont High School diploma. Please give your attention to the large screens as we watch a brief video of Jimmy's graduation ceremony. Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great evening at the Nutter Center. I am in Cincinnati, Ohio at Children's Hospital with Jimmy Miller. And at this time, I would like to present him with his diploma, and he will be the first graduate for the class of 2019 at Kettering Fairmont High School. James Dawson Miller.
Hey fellow classmates, sorry I couldn't be there with you guys tonight, but I just wanted to wish you all congratulations and good luck next year. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys at Wittenberg next year.
Jimmy, I know you are watching this right now, and I want you to know that the Kettering community and Fairmont High School are pulling for you and are behind you as you continue to stay strong and battle this terrible disease. We are proud of you and are excited to see what great things you are going to accomplish moving forward in life. Let's give Jimmy one more big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, these students in front of you have worked tirelessly for the last 13 years to hear their name called as they walk across this stage to receive their diploma. Many of these students have relatives who have traveled across the country to hear their student's name called tonight. If you yell, blow horns, and scream, then you are robbing students the privilege of hearing their name called. The city of Kettering and the city of Moraine are a group of first-class people. Please give each student and each student's family the honor of hearing their name called tonight.
Cole Brian Adkins. Laura Mary Rose Carter. Noah David Adkins. Nevaeh Star Chase. Kyla Nicole Agrello. Ava Catherine Cheadle. Natalie Elizabeth Alfano. Jacob Russell Childers. Davis Michael Allen. Lillian Rose Clancy. Reem Jaber Alsab. Emily Patricia Clayton. Kaylee May Anstead. Trevor Lee Conlon. Caitlin Ryan Aranita. Asia Marie Cooper. Connor Stephen Ark. Chelsea Amelia Copeland. Skylar K. Asbury. Elizabeth Marie Cordonier. Tarek Azam. Caden Emmaus Croucher. Anthony Robert Banks. Jaden Brewer Crow. Adona Banula. Madeline Elizabeth Kroom. Madeline Sophia Beam. Ian Francis Daly. Olivia Megan Baris. Brandon Alexander David. Ryan Patrick Beller. Jack Garwood Davis. Gabriel Seth Berlin. Lucy Amelia Davis. Claire Marie Berlin. Seth Allyric Davis. Elias Antonio Blanco. Kennedy Ann D'Addario. Emily Josephine Blosser. Jada Dichoso Aladanya. Xavier Alexander Borges. Jamie Kayla Alexander. Jonathan Michael Brandenburg. Mira Margaret Alfano. Sydney Gabrielle Brandenburg. Christopher Andrew Altick. Terry Michael Brennan III. Logan Nicholas Anders. Alex Bakuru. Kayla Ruth Applegate. Kayla Dakota Bush. Zachary Jacob Arnett. Michaela Lee Bushy. Rebecca Marie Ball. Aline Butoto. Nicholas Joseph Baker. Brian Austin Calvert. Jacob Patterson Bain. Kayana Michelle Carter. Noah Ellery Baber. Elizabeth Castillo Sadao. Brandon Michael Banner. Jared Douglas Chapman. Kara Renee Barlow. Garrett Nicholas Clark. Peyton Matthew Barnes. Malia Jewel Clark. Drew Elizabeth Barr. Ashlyn Lee Coleman. Brandon Matthew Battaglia. Joseph Timothy Connell. Rachel Blythe Bauer. Abner Antonio Conyers. Matthew Quinn Ballman. Cami Jera Copeland. Ethan Niles Beatty. Lindsay Morgan Coulter. Sebastian Michael Baris. Brandon Ray Cox. Aaron Matthew Beller. George Eagleson Craig. Isaac Wayne Bennett. Ryan Michael Kreider. Mackenzie Teresa Bennett. Cameron Elliott Cumberland. Ashley Jean Black. Bristol Lorene Daniel. Kellen Mac Bohenick. Abdulrahman Doga. Lily Christine Bodery. Austin Ray DeFore. Erica Nicole Boyer. Megan Elizabeth Dice. Deshaun Antonio Brown. Jauni Dinker. Nicholas C. Brown. Hannah Marie Denlinger. Connor Joseph Bunce. Maria Amelia Dixon. Aubrey Alina Burkhart. Megan Patricia Donaher. Cara Alessandra Canarosi. Jacob Lynn Dubois. Austin Timothy Citrino. Tiana Lee Duncan,
Hunter Nathaniel Haas,
Logan Andrew Dunleavy,
Megan Edith Howe,
Sierra Rose Dunn,
James Albert Hutzel III,
Kirsten Nicole Eck,
Nicole Berenice Inisu Kukibishu,
Jackson Ryan Eggleston,
Robert Isaac Jenkins,
Catherine Veronica Elam,
Alexander David Johns,
Caroline Ann Therese Elliott,
Carson David Johnston,
Emily Margaret Angle,
Josiah Benjamin Jones,
Jenna Ajane Irby,
Oakley Parker Jones,
Jacqueline Espinoza Salmero,
Jenna Norel Amend Jordan,
Amelia Shea Feck,
Albert Yusufi,
Teresa Faye Ferdini,
Alec Terrence Kane,
Dominique Alexis Farrow,
Daniel Carlton Kane,
Jordan Michael Finch,
Emma Grace Kane,
Corinne Nicole Warner Foley,
Ryan Eugene Keenan,
Tamara Hadassah Davis Fontelis,
Grace Ann Kenbeek,
Sabrina Ann Marie Faust,
Alexander Robert Kenny,
Jonathan Isaiah Fuller,
Kyle Anthony Klein,
Garrett Blake Gallion,
Luke Thomas Kramer,
Michael Lamar Gibson,
Valerie Diana Cronson,
Piper Lee Gillum,
Carson Elizabeth Denny,
Savannah Renee Gilmore,
Dante Tyree Dewberry,
Vincent James Grant,
Zachary Ronald Dombrakis,
Sierra Macy Grimes,
Connor Scott Doyle,
Alyssa Nicole Grooms,
Samuel John Paul Duda,
Tyler Robert Grove,
Jacqueline Brandy Lee Ebbing,
Benjamin Noah Guadalupe,
Kirsten Faith Ellis,
Alyssa Marie Hack,
Kaylee Ann Ernest,
Stephen Cole Hacker,
Beatrice Ann Feldbush,
Myron Lee Hall,
Audrey Joan Fisher,
Amy Catherine Haskins,
Joseph James Florence,
Consolation Credo Hadagekamana,
Gavin Devereaux Fogel,
Kanan Zaid Hilgeman,
Seth Tyler Ford,
Allison Patricia Hoffman,
Catherine Clara Franz,
Nathan Allen Holmes,
Emmeline Constance Friel,
Robert Carson Holt,
Chase Matthew Fugate,
Michael Anthony Honeycutt,
Reagan Elise Galea,
Timothy Charles Hosford,
Sophia Francis Hewling,
Sierra Ann House,
Eric Andrew Kleinschmidt,
Jordan Tyler Howerton,
Kevin Anthony Conan,
Nash Bailey Infanto,
Rachel Marie Gerardo,
Esquire Aranzi,
Lucas Hayden Gregory,
Alexis Michelle Ireton,
Kenneth Harley Gross,
Catherine Michelle Jacobs,
Brandon Matthew Guantz,
Benjamin Matthew Jan,
Ryan Taylor Hall,
Jacob Michael Johns,
Mackenzie Marie Hanson,
Michaela Louise Johnson,
Nyana Malay Harper,
Khalil Christopher Jones Whitaker,
Jonathan Richard Thomas Havener,
Brenna Catherine Jorgensen,
Chloe Eileen Hayes,
Anna Gabrielle Justice,
Noah Jonathan Hine,
Jonathan Katampi,
Brendan Perry Hensley,
Miles Joseph Kelly,
Alyssa Ann Hesse,
Anna Jane Kelly,
Kayla Simone Hohenberger.
Mohammed Karij.
Gracie Lynn Homan.
Sadie Alora Kinsey.
Spencer Dale Howard.
Robert Paul Klawan. Joshua Benjamin Kretzer.
Hannah Alexis Lapointe.
Rebecca Ann Kreger.
Logan Gabriel Lawrence.
Felix Kubahare.
Olivia Joy Lawrence.
Jeffrey Kelso Kunel.
Jocelyn Marie Leisure.
Ava Jalan Cooperman.
Brooklyn Elaine Lewis.
Albert Carmen Kuzma.
Caleb Daniel Lewis.
Andrew Robert Murray.
Rainey Nicole Liddy.
Chase Anthony Murphy.
Sydney Jade Rosemary Lilly.
Shelby Lynn Myers.
Olivia Jane Langinger.
Kylie Shea Napier.
Brendan Walker Litson.
Olivia Michelle Nevin.
Chloe Danielle Logston.
Amanda Kaylin Nickel.
Nathan Alexander Luke.
Isabel Louise Freitas Nicholish.
Tristan Ann Lucan.
Zachary Allen Niehoff.
Brandon Michael Mahaffey.
Kathleen May O'Malley.
Nicholas Michael Manzo.
Courtney Sue O'Shea.
Emma Lou Gorgavo Marcheva.
Genevieve Catherine Pollock.
Riley Ann Mativia.
Emily Gretchen Phoenix.
Samuel George Matheson.
Riley Joseph Philhauer.
Hayden Thomas McAfee.
Jackson Thomas Julian Renshaw. Lindsay Faith Pearson.
Megan Elizabeth McCain.
Layla Mernice Loudy.
Nolan Allen McCarthy.
Mylan Devon Laws.
Jadelyn Marie McVeigh.
Ni Tao Fan Lee.
Nicholas Benjamin Malott.
James Ernest Leland.
Elijah Conrad Morris.
Caitlin Marie Lesniak.
Jeremy Arthur McCoy.
Alexander James Lewis.
Sydney Ray McElroy.
Nicholas Matthew Locke.
Christopher James McGee.
Hannah Nicole Long.
Sean Michael McHone.
Jordan Isaiah Lohman.
Athena Esperanza McLaughlin.
Nicole Catherine Lucas.
Jared Tristan Meyerhofer.
Travis Austin Luthman.
Ella Deirdre Mitchell.
Michael Dean Mabes.
Virginia May Nugent.
Lillian Ruth Reichel.
Daniel Collins Montgomery.
Madeline Grace Seaman.
Molly Eleanor Morgan Elliott.
Nicholas Lee Bradham.
Benveni Manduegwe.
Kendra Javaya Davis.
Bailey Joseph Murray.
Jason Patrick Bird.
Gabriel Vincent Kemp Nelson.
Thomas Carter Winans.
Brandy Rose Newberry.
Leo Fernando Tilden.
Kayla Dove Nicole Dice.
Evan James Barth.
Scott Andrew North.
Audrey Grace Lovesey.
Jared Elijah Nunez.
Jacob Cletus Ramey.
Aline Naomi.
Nicholas Tyler Woods.
Cohen Augustus O'Reilly.
Adam Jordan Wright.
Roxanne Marie Robinson.
Chance Aaron Bethel.
Haley Nicole Rowe.
Caitlin Marie Black.
Emily Ann Russell.
Alexis Victoria Harding.
Sarah Wamakazi Rutherford.
Michaela Jamie O'Brien Lego.
Maximus Elijah Sager.
Celine Marie Igihozo.
Dalton James Eric Sauer.
Tangelina Christine Maddox.
Zoe Lauren Schwederman.
Isaiah Joseph McBride.
Laith Saeed Shalash.
Mary Renee McCullough.
Brenna Fitzpatrick Shaughnessy.
Michaela Patrice McFadden.
Connor Christian Shea.
Leanne Marie McPherson.
Iman Mohammed Tawfiq Shihade.
Caleb Sebastian Meyer.
Aaron Mackenzie Short.
Ray Lynn Mellowick.
Bradley Scott Smith.
Emmeline Rosemary Meyer.
Hadley Elizabeth Short.
Donovan Drake Miller.
William Indiana Neely Schaus.
Leighton Michael Mitchell.
Xavier Aiden Schaus.
Megan Lee Marath.
Emma Elaine Sprague.
Allison Michelle Mosley.
Elizabeth Ann Spurlock.
Noah Caillou Moyer.
Tyler Matthew Spurlock.
Andrew James Murphy.
Douglas James Staller.
Shane Andrew Seiler.
Jeremy Michael Stamper.
Trinity Marie Petrie.
Spencer James Francis Stapleton.
Quentin Aventis Petrick.
George Alexander Stumbos.
Jenilyn Renee Payton.
Dakota Ian Struble.
Chance Michael Phillips.
Paul Jacob Sweden.
Matthew Coleman Pierce.
Carissa Ann Marie Talby.
Jonathan Edward Marker Porter.
Meredith Eileen Tellaha.
John Anthony Pittman.
Mallory Ruth Thomas.
Caleb Jeffrey Plack.
Kathleen Rosemary Timmer.
Catherine Lynn Porbay.
Hannah Lauren Tench.
Shelby Ann Presley.
Genesis Christina Vasquez.
Aaliyah Marie Quattrucci.
Zachary Michael Voorhees.
Cammie Danielle Quinn.
Melanie Janet Wagoner.
Joseph Martin Rotz.
Kira Christine Warren.
Marina Lynn Ragland.
Trenton Alexander Wade.
Chandler Romello Redwood.
Noah Robert Wells.
Cole Presley Reed.
Katie Victoria West.
Jesse Robert Relaford.
Paul Thomas West.
Andrew James Resch.
Sarah Nicole Whaley.
Bobby Joe Robbins.
Sarah Arlene Wheeler.
Asher Prescott Rome.
Sasha Jean Whitaker.
Suhail Salih.
Timothy Barlow White.
Lillian Marie Schriel.
Jordan Inga Webush.
Ellie Reason Schroll.
Caitlin Victoria Wilson.
Claire Rihanna Lynch.
Aaron Christopher Winjet.
Benjamin Anthony McManus.
Dylan Benjamin Wallakewicz.
Jacob Matthew Roach.
Elijah Dalton Woodruff.
Driana Louise Russell.
Colton Scott Wigglesworth.
Hunter Chase Sanders.
Joel Robert Widman.
Brian Patrick Schmidt.
Emily Rose Wysong.
Logan Christopher Schneider.
Morgan Taylor Zenny.
Anthony James Schwartz.
Noah Timothy Pate.
Tyler Preston Shunk.
Emma Jane Pepper.
Frank Will Smith.
Jessica Marisol Perez.
Jonas Michael Smith.
Keely Christine Peters.
Marianne Elizabeth Smith.
Jacob C. Petrie.
Cheyenne Mackenzie Solomon.
Joseph Martin Philippi.
Gwendolyn May Stamper.
Gregory Thomas Plant.
J. Cameron Stewart.
Nicholas James Palladian.
Angela Nicole Shahada.
Taylor Page Pope.
Lily Alexandra Stewart.
Aaron Kyle Pugh.
Megan Dawn Leedy.
Daniel Frederick Puslat.
Braden Kolb Miller.
Brianna Marie Reckworth.
Manuel Esteban Soto.
Devin Shane Reynoso.
Phoenix Jeremiah Speck.
Taylor Nicole Rhodes.
Marshall David Stamey.
Timothy Michael Rowe Jr.
Gabe Joseph Stape.
Patrick Gaetano Roncalli.
Brianna Nicole Stidham.
Michael Gabriel Marker Porter.
Noah Gregory Stites.
Allie Marie Spears.
Alyssa Caitlin Teague.
Damian Wilhelm.
Brendan Gabriel Thompson.
Bradley Jacob Boyer.
Aurora Patricia Ulmer.
Phoenix Nicole Cairo.
Alexander Charles Valiente.
Ryan Edward Spencer Chappell.
Megan Elizabeth Voigt.
Brianna Lee Creech.
Daniel Wayne Wacker.
Brenna Ann Crow.
Reagan Kelly Miller.
Joshua Michael Davis Shope.
Christopher Levi Votberg.
Ashlyn Rhiannon Farley.
Maseda Dawn Warner.
William Andrew Fisher.
Taylor Madison Warren.
Terry Lee Gillard Jr.
Christopher Allen Willman.
Nicholas Michael Gilmore.
Austin James Wilson.
Kevin Purnell Hampton II.
Matthew Scott Wilson.
Logan William Helderbridle.
Alexandria Christine Winkleman.
Daniel James Hotchkiss.
Owen Lucas Wisneski.
Bevan Allen Engel.
Claire Johnston Wyckoff.
Morgan Lee Jones.
Daniel Travis Young.
Skylar Nicole Lorton.
Brooke Catherine Zimmerman.
Tommy Eugene Lowe.
Jonas Avery Zupanik.
Christopher James Martin.
Zachary James Davidson.
Lily Murphy Mixon Popes.
Jesse Alexander Deglow.
Daniel Joseph O'Brien.
Andrew Robert Sarmer.
Donovan Lee Orr.
Jennifer Angelia Aaliyah.
Dawson Mark Parker.
Nakaira Ray Finkley.
Robert Dion Patterson. Jason Anthony Austin Richardson Jr. Kylie Rose Swango. Bailey Nicole Wasmuth. Graydon Allen Weimer. Nicholas Blaze Wilson. Stephen Michael Witten. Allison Nicole Wright. Alexis Lee Van Zant. James Carolee Molnar.
At this time, would everyone please stand for this playing of the alma mater? Good evening, class of 2019. I'm Emma Kane, and I'm honored to serve as our student body president. Tonight, we have heard several impactful speeches and talented musicians. But before we leave, I wanted to touch on one more aspect of our graduation. In a few moments, we will turn our tassels and take one last picture as a graduating class. After that moment, we will turn the page and begin a new chapter in our lives. Now is our opportunity to pursue our dreams and take the world by storm. But remember, the most important lesson learned as a Fairmont Firebird is to look after one another and to be kind. As Maya Angelou once said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Congratulations, class of 2019. Now is the time we've all been waiting for. With me, let's turn our tassels from the right to our left. And to keep with our tradition, let's take our first selfie as a graduated class of 2019.
Good luck. Take a lot. Smile. Do it again.
Mom, we hit the button. Can you go on the other side with the button?
Congratulations to the class of 2019. Parents, our students will exit to the concourse now. Thank you and have a great evening.